Are you struggling to get along with your manager? Does it seem as though your manager needs some help when it comes to people skills? If so, this video is for you. I'm going to share 5 signs that your manager may have low emotional intelligence. Sign number 1, they lack self-awareness.
Make fun of anything about me. It could be my race, the fact that I'm so fit, or I'm a womanizer. Fair game.
What is self-awareness? It is the ability to understand oneself and how you impact others. I love research conducted by Dr. Tasha Eurich. She found that only 10 to 15% of people are truly self-aware. That explains a lot, personally. What Dr. Tasha Eurich also found is that 95% of people actually think they are self-aware. And what's interesting is I myself fell into the category of that 95% of people who thought, oh yeah, I'm pretty good when it comes to self-awareness. What changed, however, was completing a 360-degree assessment. And I realized that while I may have a decent understanding of my internal reality, I didn't realize how I was impacting others. My recommendation for you, if you're dealing with a manager who lacks self-awareness, is first work on your own self-awareness, and then do not take your manager's actions and behaviors personally, because they likely aren't aware of how they are coming across. Sign number 2, they have an empathy deficiency.
Why is today a special day?
I almost died.
Today is a special day because I am being honored.
That they struggle to put themselves in others' shoes. They struggle to understand what someone may be experiencing emotionally. An example could be you send your manager an email and say, "Dear manager, I have to work from home today because I have a sick child. I will ensure that the report is turned in on time." Your manager responds with, "Your report better be on time." Period. There's no recognition that your child is sick, offer of support. I recommend that you seek others out in your workplace who can provide that care and concern to you. Sign number 3, they are poor communicators. And this can manifest in a variety of different ways. Your manager may simply not communicate. You're not clear on what expectations are. The manager may dominate your one-on-ones. They're talking. You have 30 minutes with your manager and 29 minutes they're just talking. And in this situation, I recommend that you master the art of managing up. You take control of the relationship with your manager and you drive it. By that, I mean determine what you need in order to be successful in your role. Tell your manager, I need clear expectations. I need to know what is expected of me in my role. I want to excel. Have a very detailed agenda that you share with your manager. Every month, revisit those expectations. Manager, this is what I've been doing for the past month. Am I on track? And I think it's important too to have realistic expectations and just know, like, my manager doesn't communicate effectively. I can share my needs, but it's up to my manager as to whether or not those needs will be met. 4th sign that your manager lacks emotional intelligence, they are allergic to criticism.
You ran a woman over this morning.
Everyone inside the car was fine. Stanley.
Guess what? I have flaws. What are they? I sing in the shower. Sometimes I spend too much time volunteering.
When any sort of negative feedback is provided to them, they see it as an assault on them as a person, as a leader. And it's really important to recognize, first off, that the majority of people struggle with criticism. We are not taught first how to deliver constructive feedback in a way that's healthy, that helps to build people up. Instead, like, majority of us are uncomfortable in providing criticism, so it can come off in a way that is not well received. And then second, it really takes someone who is confident and comfortable in who they are to be able to handle criticism. Like, you have to have thick skin when you're receiving this feedback. What I recommend here is to always come to your manager with solutions instead instead of just pinpointing everything that's gone wrong, come to your manager and say, I've identified this problem and here is the solution. What do you think about my solution? This will be so much more well received with your manager, and you can engage in partner problem solving with them. I also recommend nonviolent communication, NVC, sharing what your needs are, speaking from the I. So when you have a conversation with your manager, you can say, this is how I feel. This was my interpretation. This is what I need. Instead of saying to your manager, you know what, you are totally incompetent. Not that you would say that. I don't recommend you saying that. It's so easy to look outward and blame, but instead you have to take responsibility and figure out, again, what are your needs. The fifth sign that your manager lacks emotional intelligence is that you're not sure if you're going to get a jovial version of your manager or a big jerk version of your manager.
I need 10 or 15 skirts from Calvin Klein.
Okay, what kind of skirts do you?
Please bore someone else with your questions.
And you feel like you have to walk on eggshells. I have reported to these types of managers, full disclosure, and it has been like this complex problem to solve for me. I've wondered, like, what is going on? There can be a number of situations where you may notice a shift in your manager's personality. For example, when they're under a tremendous amount of stress, there could be a product launch, it could be performance review time, they could be going through something personally, potentially a divorce, they could have a sick child. And so recognizing, like, what are my manager's stress levels right now? Is this a good time to approach my manager? Should I look for other people to support me? Also recognize, how can I be strategic when I'm interacting with my manager? Figuring out what is their preferred communication. Maybe they do not like pings a lot. Maybe they don't appreciate receiving text messages outside of work hours. Maybe they really love email and having information documented. Maybe they prefer one-on-ones. If you have a low EQ manager, it's so important to figure out, like, what is in my control? How can I shift this relationship for the better? And I want to close with saying that managers are human. Early on in my career, I think I wanted my manager to be everything, the mentor, the coach, that caring and supportive person. And I realized you have to focus on the strengths of your manager. You have to figure out, where do they excel, and then how can I find other people who will supplement the areas of development for my manager. I would love to hear from you. Comment below. Tell me how you've navigated a relationship with a manager who lacks EQ. If my content resonated with you, please like and subscribe. It would be fantastic to have you a part of my YouTube community. Until next time, thanks everyone.